Welcome to the Above and Below podcast, a show where above-average guys with below-average intelligence talk about everything nerdy, geeky, and otherwise. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the unknown where four dudes work to understand their place in the vast expanse of the universe. Oh no! Sit back, spark up a hookah, grab a beer, and enjoy. My name is Jaja Binks.
Hi, I'm Bobby.
Hey, I'm Tony.
Hi, I'm Brad.
And this is actually Steven. Jar Jar has left the building. So it has been quite a week. Brad, how was your week?
Oh man, I want to talk about WrestleMania.
Gotta switch over to the other voice, because WrestleMania just happened. But for you, it's like 2 weeks, but for us, it was last week. So we wrote down some of the what we thought were the most memorable matches on the card for night 1 and night 2. Not saying that some of these matches that we're not going to mention weren't good. They just weren't memorable enough for us to talk about, I would think.
I mean, some of them were fucking crazy, though.
And some of them were like, eh.
Yeah, some really sucked.
So we're just going to go down the list here real quick. I separated them from nights, so like what was the big matches in the nights. So starting with night 1, I think a good match was McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. That was a good match because they had... didn't McIntyre kick out of a move that's never been kicked out of before?
He kicked out of Baron Corbin's finisher, the End of Days, which has never been done before. I'm slightly mad that they ruined that streak because that is such a cool thing to have. But yeah, McIntyre kicked out of it. It was really annoying.
They had this whole angle going that Happy Corbin and his crony are just like being a total douchebag to McIntyre. They like stole his sword, which is part of his Scottish heritage.
How dare you steal a man's sword?
And then they get in the middle of the ring and he goes, what does this sword and McIntyre's mom have in common? He's lost them both.
He's like, your mom's dead.
Yeah, dude,
and
it's
everyone's like, what the fuck?
Parents dying is hilarious.
So then McIntyre wins the match, obviously, and his crony he stole the sword from the crony, and then he sliced the ring ropes in half.
That was an epic
He got
moment.
2 out of the 3. I don't know if he was supposed to cut all 3, but it was a cool moment. Then he walked off all triumphantly. So that was that match.
It was hilarious because a friend of ours was literally just like, nah, that sword's not sharp. It's just a prop. And then he proceeds to cut the fucking ropes with it.
He's like, wait. And I'm just like, you understand that it's like wrestling, right? He can't bring like an actually sharpened claymore into the ring. What is he going to start decapitating his opponents?
Why isn't he shooting those?
This Happy Corbin brings out a gun. Now I see you brought a knife to a gunfight.
I feel like we did this in Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Fun fact about that. So that was not actually supposed to happen. There was they were supposed to have an actual sword match, but Harrison Ford was not feeling well that day.
Yeah.
So the guy just, pulls out his scimitar, starts being all fancy, and he just shoots and then walks away. He's like, I'm not doing
Such
any
a
more
fucking badass move, though. Like,
it is. So the next match, really, really excited for this one. It was Seth Rollins versus a mystery opponent. And there were a bunch of guesses as to who could have been. I was wrong by saying it was the gobbledygooker, but I'm happy to say it was Cody Rhodes. He's back in the WWE, baby.
he's been getting so much hate, though, recently.
From AEW nerds.
Yeah, they're
Bro.
just, like, so mad they're calling him the fucking sellout and shit. Like,
Dude, he literally built that fucking company, and then the fans turned on him. Like, he's supposed to be the face over there, and they're booing the shit out of him, praising this company that he's fucking built because he was sick of WWE's bullshit. And then they forced him back to WWE because of it. And now he just couldn't be happy.
And now he's a sellout.
Yeah.
He couldn't be happy as a mid-carder flouting around being booed, but he should have stayed.
yeah, no,
fuck that shit.
Obviously, that's where I would have stayed. Too.
There's a thing that people say that Seth Rollins went up to Cody Rhodes during the match and was like, "Welcome to the fucking big leagues." And now he's back in the WWE, so that was
I mean, that's cool, though. That's cool. He's so much better now than he was during his first
oh
run.
my god, dude, it's fucking it's Stardust, right? Was it Stardust that?
Yeah,
he was in the
Stardust is
WWE?
what killed him.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. I mean, you get pinned with your older brother, right? Because your older brother's gimmick of being Goldust, and he's kind of weird, and he makes like sexual jokes all the time. So they're just like, "Oh, you're his brother, Stardust."
Yeah, Stardust.
Hey, listen, I'm McMahon right now. I've got a great idea. You, Stardust.
Yeah, no, that is a half-baked fucking idea right there.
I mean, that just goes to show that WWE, for all their hits, they have about 2 or 3 misses that no one talks about. And unfortunately, that's just one that just kind of slipped through the cracks, and it made him leave. And I'm happy that he left, made his career to the point where he can come back as that.
Yeah.
And for all the fucking AEW nerds out there, fuck you. He's happier now. And apparently he was having issues with the fucking owner too, whatever his name is.
Tony Khan.
Yeah, they were doing too well towards the end of their run. Yeah, his name was Tony Khan.
I thought you said Tony Cum.
No.
No.
Yes, Tony Cum.
Guys, stop being so demanding.
Tony.
Yeah, but he came back. His dad was the American Dream, and he came back as the American Nightmare, and that shit just, it's so good.
I also, when we've talked about that, I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but he also has a tattoo on his chest that says Dream for his dad. It's good.
That match looked really good, too. Like, they were, him and Seth were firing on all cylinders.
I was going to say, it's a good thing that neither of them squashed. Like, both of them looked good, and Cody Rhodes pulled it out. So, welcome, Cody. I hope to see great things from you here moving forward. We'll probably reconvene the wrestling starting Backlash, which is around like next month or so.
So next up was a moment that really got me. It was Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Was it Becky Lynch?
Yeah. I hated that match. I wasn't too interested. Yeah.
I thought it was Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey.
Oh yeah, that's
it
what
was
it was. It was Ronda Rousey. I didn't really care much for the match.
The match prior was Becky.
No, that's on night 2. We'll get to that.
Okay.
But so the match itself wasn't anything spectacular, but we're watching it all of a sudden. I fucking start rewinding, and everyone's just like,
spider senses were tingling.
yeah, everyone's like, whoa, what are you doing? We're trying to watch WrestleMania here. And I'm just like, wait a minute, guys.
Nipple.
Rewind, bam, nipple.
Yeah, so Charlotte Flair had quite a a wardrobe malfunction, where she was thrown to the side of the ring post, and her boobs are out, and so she had to readjust. And live, apparently, it happened 2 more times, but the camera guys caught it, and they actually made just the screen go black twice, sequentially when that happened. So, other than that, though, I can't remember anything else part of that match. It was pretty boring.
You know what's annoying about that whole situation is I thought it was kind of funny. So like, I took a screenshot of it. I censored it, and then I put it on a meme page. I was like, anyone else catch this? Because it was like super fast. I mean, obviously people did, but. And then the comment section of the post is literally just a bunch of neckbeard nerds being like,
uncensor the boobs. I want to see the boobs.
If it wasn't,
I'm horny.
If it wasn't that, it was another group of people that were just like, her boobs are nothing special. They're gross. Like, and I'm just like, I'm sorry.
I've seen better.
I'm sorry. Like, these are famous titties. Go fuck yourself.
It's a WrestleMania moment. Like, it's important.
It's
not about. It goes past beyond the boobs.
Yeah, no,
it's a wardrobe malfunction in one of the biggest events in the year.
Yeah, everybody remembers when it happened. What, the Grammys, right? Like,
are you talking about
20 years ago?
The Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl.
Yeah, where Justin Timberlake ripped off Janet Jackson's shirt and her tit fell out.
Accidentally.
Yep. That
Wasn't
shit goes down in history.
Accidentally, he straight up grabbed it and ripped it down, pulled her tit out.
And then the last good part of night 1 was the end of the night. Owens versus Austin. Now, in the last podcast, I was talking about how I was upset because they were framing it as the Kevin Owens show. So I was worried that they weren't going to actually have a match. Thank God I was wrong. They started it out as like the Kevin Owens show. Owens is just berating Austin. And he's just like, yeah, I tricked you. We're here for a match. Get fucking ready. So they bring down a referee, or what are they called now? Officials? They bring down an official. They bring down an official. They start the match. And I'm just like, okay, we're about to see a squash match. I'm not sure how many bumps Austin can take at this point. But I'm happy that he took like 2 or 3 bumps. You know, he took some hits.
He looked good.
And he looked good. I mean,
He looks a little slow,
but
but
the man hasn't wrestled in 19 years.
like his kicks on the ropes were a little slower than they used to be. But I mean, he still looked good.
And Owens took the fucking stunner like a champ. 1, 2, 3, Austin won. And then our obligatory 20-minute celebration with like 30 cans of beer. And we were enjoying every second of it.
Oh my god, the cops came out and we were like, oh, he's gonna get
arrested because he's an old drunk man.
But it's illegal to talk shit on Texas.
Yeah, so then they arrested fucking Kevin Owens for like blasphemy of the state or something.
It's illegal
The
to talk
Sandy
shit on
cheats
Texas.
his ass.
It's illegal to talk shit on Texas?
No, I don't know. Well, the thing is, in the middle of the
I'm in a
celebration,
lot of trouble.
two cops came down the ramp, and I'm like, oh, they're playing up how Austin used to get arrested all the time in the ring because he was like banned from wrestling and all this shit. And he was like, fuck you guys, fuck the system. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. So so that was just kind of the thing. And I'm like, oh, they're coming to arrest Austin because Austin got arrested a lot. Well, no, they grabbed Kevin Owens and they took him backstage. I'm like, ah.
You know what's even funnier about it is they paid the camera angles paid no attention to that happening. You'll only see it play out through the background of Austin celebrating.
Yeah, no, it was a real weird moment. But Austin got his 19 years in the making wrestling match at WrestleMania. It was great. I really enjoyed it. But that was it for night 1. And night 2, I think, had a better card. A lot of the big matches happened here. Before the match even started, we got to see Triple H come out, bring his boots, and left him in the middle of the ring. He recently retired. He had really bad health issues, so he cut in-ring activity. Although it's been like 4 years or 5 years since we last saw him in the ring.
Yep.
So I didn't expect to see him ever again, but it's sad that this is why he had to stop. But he left his boots in the ring. He got a standing ovation from the crowd. And then, he announced WrestleMania fireworks. He took in the ovation one more time and he left. By the way, I didn't mention it, but both in night 1 and night 2, they had an announcement of all of the Hall of Famers, and obviously the Undertaker came in, and so he came out twice in the night. Had his crowd moment. Everyone was cheering him on. He had his intros, all good. My boy here, Bobby recently turned 21, so he's starting to catch up with everyone else. We're all a little older
Kids.
and so our buddy buys him a bottle of whiskey, and he's drinking it while we're watching. And I'm not gonna lie, watching your old wrestlers that you grew up watching, it gets emotional, especially when it's the end of their career. This is as big as they're getting. Is that Hall of Fame ring? They're done. And right before that, on night 1, they showed everyone, and they were paying homage to one half of Crime Time. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name, but
Shad Gaspar.
yeah, he passed away, like swimming because his son was drowning. He saved him. They could only bring one, so they grabbed his son, and unfortunately, he passed. So they did he wasn't put in the Hall of Fame, but they do a thing like the Man of the Year or Person of the Year, and they gave it to him. And so it was emotional. And then Undertaker comes out, and I'm not gonna lie, Brad and I get emotional for the Undertaker. When he first retired, like that last thing, like me and him cried. Second night, I was able to compose myself. I heard Brad sniffling, and then I just look at Bobby, and he's like, guys, and he just starts crying. I'm like, bro, you good? He's just like, I don't know why I'm crying. He's there, and I'm like, it's all right, boy, let it out. So you got the whiskey cry. But anyway, night 2, Triple H does his thing. We got to see RK Bro defend their title and successfully win. Was it a tornado tag? Was it 3? Yeah, it was a triple.
I didn't know that RK Bro existed prior to this. I gotta say, I'm the #1 fan. My God, Randy Orton and fucking
Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. I thought it was Tom Riddle.
No, that's
Voldemort.
That's Voldemort, bro.
The wrestler who lived
Come to die.
has come to die.
They're wrestling in the middle of the ring, and
Metal
the enemy, the bad guys pull out a fucking book with a basilisk tooth and just kill Matt Riddle right there.
But anyway, it was a good match. I love RK Bro because I love Matt Riddle. I love Tom Riddle. I love Tom Riddle. He's just great. He's got a lot of energy. And putting him with Randy Orton, who for most of his career has been a heel, and now it's literally like mom told you to bring your little brother out to the wrestling ring, and I just love their chemistry, bro. They're fantastic. Like it's just good.
You know what it reminds me of the polar opposite thing is when a couple years ago they did Team Hell No, which was Kane and Daniel Bryan.
Oh my god, yeah.
While Kane is like this big, serious, like stoic guy, and Daniel Bryan's just full of energy. Yes, yes, yes. And they just clashed so much, but it meshed so well. It's the exact same thing.
And I'm happy to say, like I said earlier, they did walk out with their title, which is great. Keep it going. As soon as they break up this tag team, I'm going to be real sad.
Same.
It's going to happen eventually. I feel like they're either going to push Matt Riddle or they're going to push Randy Orton again. But Randy Orton's starting to get up there in years. If this is the last we see of him in RK Bro, I'll be happy.
Yeah,
I love this tag team. I was telling this to Brad. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I like RK Bro better than Team Rated RKO, which was Edge and Randy Orton.
Oh,
it was
like
great, but
big
this
bad.
just feels better.
But this just has a different energy.
So this is not how I want to see Randy Orton end, though. My dream scenario with Randy Orton is because he's at 14 world titles and John Cena's at 16. They need to make Randy win 2 more
before he goes,
and then John Cena and Randy Orton have to have a triple threat match with whoever the champ is at the time to see who's gonna break Ric Flair's record. Because Randy Orton works just as hard as John Cena. I mean, John Cena was the face of the company. We get it. But, like, it needs to be that. Because those two, they're the 2 biggest stars from their era. Both of them on the heels of Ric Flair's record. And it just needs to happen.
John Cena looks like John Mulaney now, and I can't get over it. It bothers the hell out of me.
Oh,
like
have you seen
like a buff John Mulaney?
Yeah, no. Have you seen with this like his hair swoop and shit?
That's funny.
John Mulaney is a comedian.
Yeah, I know who John Mulaney is.
John Cena looks like John Mulaney.
John Cena, the man, the myth, the legend, who plays Fred's father in the legendary trilogy.
We're not fucking watching.
We are watching. It's happening.
I refuse.
But anyway, moving forward, the next big match that we want to talk about was the Jackass Hour.
Oh my fucking god!
Sami Zayn against literally the entire cast of Jackass minus Steve-O.
It was so fucking good.
It literally felt like a fever dream. They had the giant hand. They had a mouse trap. Pee-wee. Is that his name, Pee-wee?
No, it's
Wee Man.
Wee Man.
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee comes out.
Pee-wee Herman came out.
He comes out and fucking body slams or whatever the fucking move is to Sami Zayn, which, by the way, props to him.
You're right, he picked up a whole person.
And dropped him well. Like, I mean, you got to think, he's not too tall. He only has about this much of a margin of error, or he hits his head on the ground. Like, he did that spot very well.
That was pretty good.
But yeah, Sami Zayn was destined to lose this match because that's just what he does.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. But I mean,
but man, does he look good doing it. I was entertained from
Johnny Knoxville came out there with some fucking Joker energy. Like, as soon as I saw the first thing he fucking pulled out was the fire extinguisher, and I'm like, I'm sold. This is the best match. Like,
but yeah, so the Jackass crew won and they left.
It was so good.
Hee-heeing as they go up the ramp, and Sami Zayn is trapped under a mouse trap as he was pinned.
A giant mouse trap.
What's next?
The next match is the McAfee fight. That's
that fight
McAfee
was so
McAfee versus
fun.
Like Austin Theory.
Yeah, the
villain who takes selfies.
The guy who took pictures. Oh my god. He had to be stopped, and thank God Pat McAfee was there to do it.
Our resident Gen Z really took offense with the whole he
like,
takes pictures,
he's
therefore he's evil.
Pat McAfee for being a fucking... I mean, the guy must just be a natural athlete. Obviously, he is.
It's like he played football or something.
Well, he did, but then to transition into wrestling and look as good as he did...
Well, he also practiced a lot. I mean, we saw in those
The
vignettes.
training montage.
Yeah, the training montage.
Ever since
Push it
I
to
was
the
a boy.
limit.
Dude, I'm just sick. He really rubbed it in though. Like he almost gave off like heel vibes because he shows
Man.
up and he's just like, I'm living my fucking
Pat
dream.
McAfee.
I'm living all y'all's fucking dreams.
I was a kicker for the NFL, and now I'm in WrestleMania. Go suck a dick.
Boys from Pittsburgh.
That's it.
too.
The boys from Pittsburgh. So,
he beat Austin Theory's ass.
yep.
And then fucking
McMahon
Vince McMahon got
took
in the
offense
ring.
to it personally, and was just like, "By God, I'm gonna wrestle you." And he's like, he takes off his jacket and he puts it back on. We're like, nah, man, this dude's like actually almost 80 years old. He's not gonna get in this ring. And then he takes it off, and then it's buttoned up, and he's in his just like wife beater.
Still got muscles.
He's still got muscles. Is almost 80.
He's slow and old and looked like shit, but man, it was
and,
great.
and then he beat the shit out of Pat McAfee.
Well,
Yeah,
anytime
because
Pat
it's so
McAfee
good.
got close to hitting him, the villain himself, Austin Theory, would come in and just like smack him in the back of the head.
Yeah, it's like no. and then he wins, or McMahon wins, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin took personal offense to that and comes stomping down the ring. And then we got to see who used to be big rivals back in the 90s was Stone Cold and McMahon. They're staring each other off. They share a beer, and we're like, oh my God, he's going to stun an 80-year-old man. And he kicks him. And he like stumbles down, and then Stone Cold picks him up. He bounces off the ring, and then he takes the hit. And Stone Cold loved it.
Dude, whenever McMahon fell down on the floor, it kind of looked like Stone Cold landed on him a little bit. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, his fucking legs are broken. I'm like, this man's not going to survive.
Fun fact. So, if you watch the original match, like right after McMahon beats McMahon beats fucking McAfee, Austin Theory's intro cuts in, and you can see in McMahon's eyes that he was surprised. He jumped the gun because then Stone Cold's intro happened. So like the music cuts in and he goes, oh, like you can see this. He goes, whoa, wait, what's happening? And then he like looks at the screen and he goes, oh wait, that's my boy. Not yet. And then Stone Cold kicks in and he's like, oh.
he seemed kind of confused. I mean, he's 80.
He's 80
You know what I
years old,
mean? Like, I'd have been confused.
I'm happy he got the "He Still Got It" chant from the crowd.
Yeah, right.
Dude, the
He's
man
a legend.
He takes the stunner from Austin, and it just looks terrible, but it made it so much better.
It's good. It was a good match. And then Stone Cold had a fucking grin from ear to ear after that, and was just having a good time.
Another
Sharing.
15-minute.
When he also stunners McAfee, and apparently
Oh, yeah.
I read an article in that. I don't know how true this is, but that wasn't supposed to happen. He wasn't supposed to get stunnered. He just did. And then he was laying there on the ground, and the camera cuts to him, and he's just chugging a beer on the ground.
I remember that. That shit was hilarious.
So good. So we're getting towards the end. I want to make mention of the match where Queen Zelina came in.
All hail the queen.
So for those that don't watch wrestling, she's like a huge anime nerd and is known for coming out in like anime attire. And during the Royal Rumble, when she came out, she had the voice of Madara
Neil Kaplan.
do the intro where he goes, "All hail Queen Zelina." And we didn't really all fully catch it at first at WrestleMania or at Royal Rumble, so we had to go back. And she's decked out in Madara gear. It's just a great fucking moment. And then she comes out again in the same intro. It doesn't come out with Madara gear, but again, there's just a lot of love for the anime community with her, and it's just great. Unfortunately, she didn't retain title. That was taken by
Sasha Banks.
Sasha
Banks
and Naomi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they took the titles, but
Feel the glow, baby.
That was a good fight.
No, yeah, it was
I
good.
really enjoyed that one. That was
it was a
probably
bit
one of the best
chaotic,
ones.
but it kept me entertained.
Yeah.
Because they did this weird, it was 4 teams, and you could tag out anyone at any moment, and then they would jump in. But it didn't have to be, it wasn't like all 4 at once. It was 2 people out of these 4 tag teams. So they were just kind of rotating through there. But it was an entertaining match.
Yeah. It also had our Twitter set on fire because we made a tweet about all hail Queen Zelina. and she liked it. So I woke up the next morning, Twitter's blowing up. Our post had like 4,000 views or some shit, a bunch of interaction, and I'm just like, what? What's happening? I get a text from Steve. He goes, Queen Zelina liked our tweet, and I'm just,
Bro.
oh, I'm a simp now.
I wake up that morning, and I look at my Twitter feed, and I got notifications, and the first one I see, and she spells it a little weird, like a Twitter handle is not spelled like just regular Queen Zelina. It's got like different characters and stuff. And I'm looking at it kind of sleepy-eyed, and I'm like, Queen Zelina liked your what? And so I go through, I'm like, no fucking way. And I see it, I'm just like, bro, and I put it in our chat. I'm like, dude, Queen Zelina just liked our fucking tweet. So, like, here's a heartfelt moment, or a real moment here. As a wrestling fan, and, you know, starting this podcast, it's a good moment to see one of the people you look up to that's always in the ring, you know, pulling out every night, giving a show to the crowd. For her to like our tweet, it's the little things in life that keep you going.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact she's never going to hear this. But Queen Zelina, if for whatever reason you do, thank you, keep up the good work, and all hail Queen Zelina.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely a simp now.
Yeah, I guess we're all simps.
100%.
Simping for Queen Zelina. Anyway, kind of moving down the card, we got two more things we want to talk about. Edge and his start of his cult. That's going to be a really good angle. It was Edge against, I forget who the fuck he went up against.
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, yeah. And it was the whole angle was like, I want you at WrestleMania, but I don't want the man that played second fiddle to Omos. I want the real AJ Styles. So they came out full of energy, and AJ Styles came out first, and then Edge came out, and he was like coming out of a throne.
Changed his intro music,
which was like baffling. Like, this man has had the same intro music since he started. And, you know, Brad made a good point. You know, we missed the old intro, but I like the angle that they're going with this. And so the match happens, and then fucking dude with the arrow.
Hawkeye?
No, motherfucker.
The Grim Reaper that like just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, Damian Priest
Yeah.
is just standing in the corner of the match, and fucking AJ Styles stares at him for too long. He does his jump, gets speared, gets pinned for the three count, and then he joins Edge, and they put their hands up, and it's a start of something crazy, and I'm all for it.
It's gonna go places.
It's the Ministry of Darkness 2022 edition. We're gonna see people get sacrificed. We're going to see a giant stable of it. I'm hoping at least 4 people.
It's the Brood 2 Electric Boogaloo.
It's going to be great. And Edge is just a great heel all the time, so I'm really excited for it. And the last match, kind of wrapping it up, was the main event. Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns.
I'm happy with the outcome.
Me too. I was coming into this match expecting them to give the title to Brock, have him walk out as the unified world. What is it? Unified World
Undisputed WWE Universal Champion.
Yeah,
the
Uwu Championship. Yeah.
So, I'm happy to say that Roman Reigns took that and he won. And then walking out, you know, you can say what you want about Roman Reigns. I back him 100%. This is the best we've ever seen him. He's a great heel. Putting him with Paul Heyman has been the best thing for his career. And he's walked out. The bloodline is looking fucking fierce. Because on night one, fucking the Uso brothers also retained their tag title. Yeah. So they walked out of WrestleMania decked in gold. And I'm all for it. I'm really excited.
Because I didn't want Brock to win because as cool as he is, he's great. He brings in the money, and that's what it's about. Draw me money. But you can't put both titles on a dude who wrestles every 3 months. And it would be bad. It would have been terrible.
On the flip of that, though, I totally want Roman Reigns to get hit by a car. Like the character, not like the guy, but like I hate him, man.
Didn't Stone Cold get hit by a car?
Probably.
Because it was Rikishi drove the car in the word of The Rock, and he ran over, I think, was Stone Cold Steve
Austin. That sounds familiar.
Back in the 90s.
God, who knows?
So running people over with cars is not necessarily far-fetched.
It's not out of the picture.
Well, I mean, you saw all the intros, fucking, they were trying to leave, and Brock Lesnar with a forklift, he got a certification to lift up the car, And then they ran into a pickup truck and he ripped the door off the fucking truck.
I'm just saying, ever since I saw Brock Lesnar drive that forklift, I've never been more attracted.
That
Forklift
he's
certification.
got that forklift certification.
Whew. Wow.
So
That's a man.
So that was wrestling. And we're going to stop talking about wrestling for a while because at this point we're going to become a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, so with WrestleMania over,
yeah,
we're going to step back just a little bit because, I mean, wrestling may not be for everybody, but it's definitely for us, and we've had our fun with it. But we're gonna move on to the other nerdy shit that we love.
So, Misa back, and Misa going to talk about Lego Star Wars.
But man, I love Star Trek. Season 2 of Picard's coming out.
Brad, shut the fuck up. We're talking about the Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Trek.
No, Star Wars.
So say it with me. Star
Wars.
Gate?
Wars.
Stargate.
No.
I can always talk about Stargate.
The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. Okay.
So the Star Wars
Yoda. Oh,
that
Yeah,
one.
that guy.
The fourth best sci-fi saga of all time.
Anyway. So Lego Star Wars came out. We've had about a week to play it. I think all of us have it except for Brad because he thinks it's a baby game.
Just throw me under the bus like that.
Everyone piss on him. Piss on him in the comments.
Lego Star Wars is the perfect culmination of everything Star Wars being brought into everything Lego. Like, I mean, it's just the game is perfect in a sense. Like, I mean, it's not perfect by any actual means, but it's so it gets your nerd boner hard. Like, you just want more of it. Like,
I've been really enjoying it. I put some decent time into it this last week. I'm up to episode 8. Not episode 8. I keep doing that. It's episode 6.
shit, you're flying by way faster than me.
Well, I wanna enjoy the game before I go back and collect everything. So I'm kind of just jumping in. If I see it and I get the urge to do it, I'll go grab a collectible. But it's not my goal. Not for now. I want to run through the story and then kind of go back.
The fucking one of the only interactions I have with this game is our IT guy who normally is here with us, but he's not today. They come in for our weekly meeting that we do before each podcast, and Tony, Steve, and the IT guy are all talking about Lego Star Wars, and he's just talking about, yeah, I went to episode 7 to collect this special brick first so I could, and then I went back to, and I'm just like, dude, it's not that serious. It's just a Lego game. Just play the fucking game, dude.
No, I mean,
Stop min-maxing Lego Star Wars, you piece of shit.
No, dude, he's definitely a person that goes through and collects everything from the beginning to end. It's the opposite of what I'm doing. There are some little gripes that I have with the game. So I'm going to compare it to the original because that's what I grew up playing.
I mean, you have to.
I'm a little upset, and I said this to all of you when we were watching the trailers for it. It looked like the camera was pulled in a little close to your character, and I feel like I have some camera issues when I'm like fighting a big group of bad guys, or I've had the camera get caught on a wall sometimes, or like the camera will fuck off somewhere else and I can't see what's going on.
Yeah, the camera's a little unpredictable.
And oh crap, I forgot what I was gonna say. It's the camera.
Using the Force in small hallways.
Oh, it's fucking frustrating.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, I'm gonna pick up this fucking plant and throw it at the droids, and it's gonna look fucking sick, and it just explodes beside you because it was too close to the wall.
The force powers in this game, they really nailed it. Actually, it's a lot of fun.
The other thing that I've been running into issue with, and they definitely have brought their A game when it comes to like lightsaber battles. But it's gotten to the point where I feel like it's all becoming the same. So
my god!
You get into a clash, you gotta mash a button. You get into the multi-hit, you gotta press Y multiple times. And not that that's bad. I mean, I get that it's interaction,
It's so fun,
but it happens a lot.
Episode 3, that's
all that happens.
You beat episode 2 with the end mission is fighting Count Dooku, and then the next mission is fighting Count Dooku again, and then you fight General Grievous. And
then you get the last match, which is Obi-Wan versus Anakin.
Yeah.
And so it happens a lot in that episode. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it just happens so much. I did enjoy episode 6 with episode 5 with Darth Vader, because instead of doing just the same old, they kind of switched it up, and they were fighting in a hallway, and he's walking towards you, and it's just like, quick time event, random button. And if you miss, then you get fucking hurt, and if not, you kind of continue it.
They haven't done that just yet. It's always been either just like the mash the button or press the button repeatedly to counter. But the fighting mechanics are pretty good. The only other thing, and these are just nitpicks for me at this point, is pod racing didn't feel as good as it did in the original. I felt like I didn't have control.
No action music.
I feel like I didn't have any control.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little lackluster. I did enjoy some of the stuff they did, like coming at it from a point of view where I'm just really appreciative of the love letter that they gave to Lego Star Wars on this one, because like, I mean, we've been waiting for so long. They delayed the game like 3 times, and honestly, game companies keep fucking doing that. Stop just releasing half-released bullshit. I really am happy that they really took their time, and the game looks really good. The game plays pretty good. Like, I mean, yeah, there's some parts, and it is a collectathon.
But,
I mean, you spend a lot of time.
Oh no, I don't.
Collecting.
Dude, I grew up playing the N64. I'm used to collectathon platformers.
Right. That's true. That's true.
But Tony, listen. If you only give them half a game, you can sell them the rest of it. I'm looking at you, Pokemon.
I mean, I'm looking at you every game that's released in the last 10 years.
EA,
fucking Activision, fucking everything. Everything does.
It's all become money grabbing. But anyway, Bobby.
Yes.
You, I think out of everyone here, love Star Wars and Legos the most.
That is a statement to be made.
So what do you think of the game?
What do you think about Lego Star Trek?
I don't hate it, but it doesn't feel like a Lego game to me. I feel like they made it an open world more than they did focus on the story and the missions. Because I feel like the missions are like, walk from point A to point B, watch a cutscene, that was the mission. Oh, and the collecting. I don't like collecting all this shit. I'm a completionist. I want to get everything. But man, I catch myself like starting to like go to each district of like every planet and collecting all the Kyber bricks, and it just kills my mood because like it's so boring. It's such a boring task. And something else I don't like at all is the upgrade system. It's cool, but man, I shouldn't have to spend how much of my studs and all of my Kyber bricks to upgrade one ability. Because like you get like I go through and I get about 50 and then I'll go and spend it all. Mm-hmm. So like I have most of the main tree done besides fully upgrading like 3 things.
Okay.
And I don't know, man. I just
the collecting is a little bit the tree upgrades are kind of boring. And I wish the Kyber bricks were more like how mini kits used to be. You see, like, there's still mini kits, which is great. I love mini kits. That's like one of the funnest things about them is the little models that you can build. But like the skill tree is just.
It felt like it was.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, like I think if they wanted to do that, give us the main one that upgrades your health, gives you like magnetism. But the fact that every single, like Jedi, Sith, every single category of Lego characters have an upgrade tree, and luckily they're not as extensive as the main tree. I just don't think they should be a thing to begin with. It feels like it's like you said, just another thing for me to waste my studs on when I want to be buying characters or doing something, or even like the little Easter egg things. Yeah. Did you know I have a Porg now? It cost me 500,000 studs, and I am in love with this damn thing because it's always with you, and it's on sight with anything it sees.
You gotta be careful. Triples are dangerous.
What?
Oh,
are you talking about something that not everybody knows because it's not popular like Star Wars?
I mean Star Trek.
Are you mad about the little penguins?
Anyway, my little Porg friend, I bought him for the Cloud City match, and I'm just there. I'm shooting, trying to defend the fucking Millennium Falcon as we're trying to escape, and I just hear the little fucking Porg started to run at the troopers. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna fucking die, and he's just like beating the shit out of fucking fully grown stormtroopers, and he's invincible. He can get hit, but he doesn't die. So he's on sight with anything. I've also caught him fighting my own people. Like, if they hit him accidentally, the Porg's like, oh, fucking hell no. And he just starts beating the shit out of him. Like, if I go on NPC characters, it's great.
There's 2 things I've done so far that, like, really, like, so I grinded for 1 million studs. I'm following a guy on TikTok, by the way, who has gotten 10 billion studs.
Jesus.
And all the audio is him going, guys, I did it. I love Lego Star Wars. And people are in the comments like, dude, it's been 2 days.
Dude, touch some grass, bro.
Have you been outside?
So I grinded for 1,000,000 studs so I could buy the stud multiplier of times 2, which is beautiful, by the way. You make it back almost like instantly.
Right.
Have you exploited? It's not even really an exploit. I hope they never take it out. There is a glitch with Mando.
I was telling you guys. Oh no, I was telling Tins and his girlfriend in the car.
Yeah.
About that glitch.
So there's a glitch where you take Mando, and Baby Yoda is Grogu. Grogu is an essential character to him, so he's always with him. You can select Yoda, baby. Fucking hell, man. You can select Grogu from the character switching and turn him into another character, and it'll stay. So then you switch into Mando again, get another Baby Yoda, turn that Baby Yoda into somebody else, and you can have an army of clones.
Yeah, I have seen that on TikTok a lot. But we talked about what we feel about the game. So Tony, take it away.
So I want to introduce something to you guys here, and I think that we're going to follow this, and we're going to keep updating it here. But this is going to be called the unofficial, official A and B chart. It's going to be our game rankings, and other rankings for movies and such that we're going to do to kind of give you guys an idea of where we fell on it and what we think about it. The categories start as high as above and beyond. Then you go to above average, average, below average, and then below indamnable, because that game should not be played or made.
Yeah. So we'll kind of go in a circle. Brad, since you've had the most time with Lego Star Wars,
he's experienced it better than any
where
of
would
us.
you put?
Oh, straight up. What was the top one again?
Above and beyond.
Oh yeah, above and beyond. Straight A+. Really great game, dude.
Really captured the essence of Star Trek.
Yeah, absolutely. I was playing it the whole time, and I'm like, man, I'm Captain Kirk. This is great.
I would have to say, I would put it at... The nitpicks to me bother me a little too much to give it a perfect score. I would say it's above average. It's a really fun game. You got a lot of meat. You're going to be playing this game for days upon days. This is like Elden Ring's light.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit to fucking do. So I'm going to give it an above average.
I've been waiting for this game for a long time. I love Star Wars. It's my favorite thing. I love Legos. My room is just covered in them.
Allegedly.
A little bit of Lego.
Confirmed. Confirmed.
I like it. It's good. It was there's a lot of love behind it. There's everything's just, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. It looks amazing. It plays great. But the little nitpicks for me also just kind of really take away from what I wanted a Lego game to be. So I'm gonna give it average.
Oh, wow.
Just average.
It's average.
Just
Okay.
average.
All right. I personally think it's above average. I wouldn't give it top tier. And it might just be because Elden Ring spoiled me to death with how good that fucking game was. Hands down my game of the year pick. End of
Well,
story.
we can't say
God
that.
of War Ragnarok is
God
gonna
of War
kill it.
Ragnarok
Guys,
hasn't come out yet.
It's Kirby.
So speaking of Stargate, God of War's coming out. And I'm so excited for it. And you're like, oh, speaking of Stargate, Brad, you're a fucking idiot. Well, Christopher Judge plays Teal'c on Stargate, and he's the new voice of Kratos.
Oh.
And he did great in the last game. He did the motion capture and everything. And you know why? Move on. I don't want to talk about that because I don't know how true it is, and I don't want to.
Okay, that's fair. We'll confirm that.
I had a point about something, but I'll come back to it on a later date.
So above average for Lego Star Wars.
So I guess the overall then would be above average.
I think so too.
Yeah. So the game's above average.
Above
Go
average.
get it if you love Legos. Go get it if you love Star Wars. You're gonna have a lot of fun.
It's even just a really good game too. Even if you're just looking for something fun to play, it's got the hours. You'll be very entertained.
It's
for quite a
worth the
while.
money.
It is worth
I
the
think
money.
it's worth the money. So guys, we had a good time here, but let's go ahead and fight about something.
Oh, I love fighting about stuff.
Let's go.
All right. This one's spicy. DC versus Marvel.
I'm not ready for this because I'm gonna get shit on.
All right.
Yeah, you are.
So let's go. Tell me why DC is the best.
It's not DC.
It is DC.
It's not DC.
It's 100%.
It's
Wait.
not.
Are we taking into account for everything?
Everything.
Yeah, I would.
That's kind of a broad spectrum.
So here's my opinion. Marvel does the shows, live action shows, and they got the movies.
I would argue that DC's live action shows are better than Marvel's because did anyone watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Okay, but those were older shows.
Yeah,
The newer shows
Disney
didn't come
Plus.
out. Like, yeah, since Disney took the reins of Marvel, and I know everybody really hates the mouse, but at the end of the day,
The mouse.
Make me more money.
but at the end of the day, he's doing a good job. Like, Star Wars has been in an okay place.
It's gone better.
They fucked up with 7, 8, and 9. They weren't the best, but then they really flipped that. They came out with The Mandalorian. We got The Bad Batch. The end of the Clone Wars. Like, they've been really hitting lately. Same thing with Marvel, though. They took control of Marvel. Those older shows were already licensed to Netflix, so they did whatever the fuck they wanted to do. But now that it's in the cinematic universe and that it actually fucking matters, WandaVision was great. Loki was great. Captain America and the Winter Soldier was great.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It wasn't Captain America yet.
Well, I mean, yeah, it turned into it.
I would say I will give Marvel one thing because I'm definitely on DC's side in this case. Marvel does the movies way better than DC.
Oh yeah, I mean the movies.
100%.
Yeah, no, they have the cinematic universe in the wraps. It's great.
Yeah, Morbius
DC
broke the box office.
DC.
Okay,
can't.
well, that's Sony though, and I love Sony. I am a PlayStation fan, diehard. But
I heard that movie bombed.
I swear to God, man, if they could just make a fucking movie to save
You
their
know what
lives.
their problem is? You know what their problem is? They keep wanting to make movies about characters that fucking eat people.
And they're like, he's not bad.
Yeah.
Whoa, he's an anti-hero.
I watched a review. Okay, so I watched a review on this movie. So Morbius is bad, but he's not bad.
Yeah.
So he kills mercenaries that are mean to women. So they're not nice people.
A neckbeard.
And the cops show up and they're just like, yeah, those guys were kind of bad anyway, so who cares?
Who gives a shit? I found out this paperwork. Fuck you.
I am bad, but bad is good. Sometimes you have to be bad to be good.
Just because I'm bad. Just because I'm bad
No one
guy
would
does
rather
not
be
mean I'm bad
than me.
guy.
Wreck-It Ralph was amazing.
Oh, that was a great movie.
But circling
but
back,
anyway,
DC has fantastic
Animated
animated shows.
They're the
and
king.
comics.
Justice League, Batman,
Oh my
with the
God.
Superman show.
Bro, no, and fucking
Young Justice.
Marvel.
Under the Red Hood.
Teen Titans.
Oh,
If we're
Sorry,
looking
I'm
at this, as these are comics,
DC
and
wins.
DC wins.
I disagree. They had to reboot their universe 58 fucking
No,
times.
the New 52 had one reset.
It's had 2 resets,
No,
I'm
it's had
pretty
one.
sure. I don't fucking know.
I'm pretty sure
But,
it's
like-
had one. And they were like Flashpoint reset.
Yeah, not like New 52, Rebirth, Flashpoint.
See?
All the Crisis
He's
stuff.
on DC's side and he's fucking arguing
that's-
against them. They
no,
can't
that's
get their
different.
universe right,
What are you
man.
talking
Like,
about? It's literally multiple universes, you idiot.
but they reboot the continuality though. I'm talking about the continuity of the
Tell me
the
one.
series.
Tell me one good Marvel comic.
Well, that's
The
weird.
Deadpool one.
That's weird because my favorite comic line story of all time is Civil War. That's Marvel, but I
That's
still
really good.
prefer DC over it.
I think the heroes in DC are also just better.
See, that's my biggest argument. I actually I love it because I'm just a fucking nerd and I think that, all their powers are cool. Like the Green Lantern powers are cool, Flash powers are cool. Every fucking power DC has is just so goddamn over the top ridiculous that it doesn't even fucking matter.
You guys have
Marvel's
a little
bit more
grounded.
but they're a little bit more grounded. I know.
You're right. No,
I know.
No. You're right. I'm a millionaire that wears a suit of iron and flies around and quips a lot.
well,
real.
But
Batman
all
was
of that-
taken, so they
but
had
all
to
of-
make Iron Man.
But all of Iron Man's abilities are grounded in the fact that it is technology on Earth that he's inventing, yes. And so it's new and it's fantastical and it's amazing, but it's all just technology. And a lot of their powers have good explanations, like fucking the mutants all have the X gene and fucking Okay, Thor's a little stupid in that regard. But comparably to DC, this just got, I am the Speed Force and I am fast because I am fast. And you've got fucking...
That's how the Speed Force works. It needs a deeper explanation.
It does.
It's like a 6-year-old is writing it.
How fast is the Speed Force?
I hit you. Fast. I hit you. No, I dodged it. How?
The Speed Force.
The Speed Force? Well, how does that work? I'm just really fast.
Look, okay, you can go.
If you stack up
Superman
superhero,
is fucking
if you
stupid.
stack up superhero 1-to-1,
excuse you,
DC wins every time.
Superman is the greatest comic book character of all time.
I love Superman.
He's boring.
But
He's
the
not
reason
boring.
he's strong is fucking dumb. I am a man who photosynthesizes.
Well, he's not a man. He's a Kryptonian.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, what? You've got fucking dude with missing arm that goes to kill people, and now he's good.
But it's a robotic missing arm. It makes sense.
No,
it makes more
Show me.
sense than...
Show me your robotic missing arm.
Oh, because you can speak to the anatomy of all alien races out there and how they would function under like the different radiation of a sun. Yeah, you can do that.
No, I can't.
Okay, then shut the fuck up.
But it's fucking
Superman
dumb.
is great.
It's the
He's
lowest
boring.
fucking...
You're
It's
boring.
the...
I may be boring, but like Superman's just a cliche, man. And that's what I don't like about him.
He's a cliche because he created it.
He created it, and
He is the progenitor. He is the original.
But I hate
You
it
can't
so
call
much.
him a cliche if he is literally that. Like he created it.
But it's been out
Also-
of control. They've had fucking 60 years to reinvent his character, and they've never done it in a way that's like, oh, that's kind of compelling.
Other than Superman's evil. How are we gonna stop him this time? That's literally it.
Well, what's he gonna do? If he's not good, what's he gonna be, Bobby?
You can be
Neutral?
a developed character without just being straight good or straight
Superman
fucking evil.
is a developed character.
He's not. He showed up on Earth, and his parents were like, do good. And he was like, I do good.
You know what really solidified my hate for Superman? Zack fucking Snyder. He has an undying hate for Superman, and you can't tell me I'm wrong.
There's a reason why I give the Marvel Cinematic Universe the props it got.
Yeah.
Because DC movies absolutely blow.
There's been
In
some
the comics,
There's been some okay parts.
Superman's dad,
Batman has the best
right?
movies.
No, that's his son. What's his dad's name?
Jonathan.
He's all like, you have a gift. You need to be a hero. And then in the fucking Man of Steel movies, he's like, you shouldn't have saved those fucking kids on that bus. Fuck them, you gotta stay hidden.
I got one more thing. Steve said it. Batman has the best movies. You know why Batman has the best movies? Because he's more grounded than the other ridiculous bullshit that happens in DC.
I disagree.
Oh, Batman is the most ridiculous bullshit.
You-
I'm a brooding orphan with a lot of money. Here, let me somehow be able to take on literally everyone. The Batman fans are literally the fucking worst shit on this goddamn planet.
Steve's
With-
great.
With infinite prep time,
You're on Marvel side now.
Batman just beats everybody. With infinite prep time, go fuck yourself.
And we want to stay grounded in fucking reality. Are we going to talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy?
I love them!
So speaking of Farscape,
But you know, we can hear and yell at each other until we're blue in the face, but we can all agree that Brad's Susanoo statue is the best thing he owns.
You have a
That's the-
Susanoo
I
statue?
do.
How did you come in? Is it
I
Kakashi's?
swear to God,
Double
I'm gonna kill
Mangekyo
myself.
Sharingan?
Oh, we'll get into it.
Oh.
We need a whole
I
episode dedicated
swear to
it.
God I'm gonna kill myself.
Do a flip.
And thanks for joining us today. Oh, Misa, thanks you for joining us. Please remember to like it and subscribe to our page. Follow us on social medias and listen to us on all of our podcast locations. And remember, have an above average day. Bye.
See you guys.
See ya.
Deuces. Wow, that was fuck.
Oh!